Today we are treating Utme 2014 geography questions. We have paper type F with us. We are asked to use the map of Ete to answer question 2 to 5. Question 1 says, which question paper type of geography is given to you? Go ahead and type F. Question 2. If the scale of the map is enlarged 4 times, the new scale will be. Question 2. If the scale of the map is enlarged 4 times, the new scale will be A. 1 is to 12,500. B. 1 is to 25,000. C. 1 is to 100,000. D. 1 is to 200,000. The correct option is option A. 1 is to 12,500. Question 3. The area marked F to E is A. An iceberg, B. A cliff, C. A valley, D. A spur. Let's go to our map again. The area marked F to E, that is the area at the top right hand side of our map. In our legend, we have main road here, our contour is here. So the area marked F to E is an iceberg. That is option A. Question 4. The highest point on the map is A. 340 meter, B. 350 meter, C. 400 meter, D. 575 meter. Let's look at our map again. We are looking for the highest point on the map. The highest point on the map, you have to take your time to find out all the points and see which one is the highest point. We have 350 here, so the highest point is D. The highest point on this map is 350 meters, which is our option B. Question 5. The likely occupation of the inhabitants of Ete is A. Farming, B. Fishing, C. Lumbering, D. Mining. If we look at our map, Ete people settled along the main road. There is no sign of river here. There is no sign of any other things mentioned in our option. So their likely occupation will be farming. Use the diagram below to answer question 6 and 7. And here is the diagram on your screen. We have our keyword, cocoa, rubber, granules. We have our year and then export in metric tons. In 2000, what was exported? In 2001, what was exported, like that to 2004. Question 6. The total granite export from 2000 to 2003 is A. 1,500 metric tons, B. 1,700 metric tons, C. 1,400 metric tons, D. 1,800 metric tons. The correct option is the total granite export from 2000 to 2003 is A. 1,500 metric tons, B. 1,700 metric tons, C. 1,400 metric tons, D. 1,800 metric tons. Remember our keyword. For granite, we have this keyword here. So if we look at from 2000, in the year 2000, the total granite export was 300 metric tons. In 2001, it was 300 metric tons. In 2002, it was 500 metric tons. Then in 2003, it was 400 metric tons. So if we add these metric tons up, it will give us 1,500 metric tons, which is option A. Question 7. The total export in 2002 is A. 800 metric tons, B. 1,200 metric tons, C. 1,000 metric tons, D. 1,100 metric tons. Again, let's go back to our diagram. In 2002, the total export is 1,000 metric tons. So the correct option is option C. Question 8. In chain surveying, the basic principle is to measure A. Angles, B. Height, C. Depth, D. Distance. Chain surveying is the type of surveying in which only linear measurements are made in the field. The main principle of chain surveying or chain triangulation is to provide a framework consisting of numbers of well-conditioned triangles or nearly equilateral triangles. It is used to find the area of the field. The correct option here is option D. Question 9. Which of these planets complete its orbit in a much shorter space of time? A. Saturn. B. Jupiter. C. Mercury. D. Earth. From all the planets listed here, Mercury is the one that completes its orbit in a much shorter space of time. Mercury is the fastest in the solar system, moving at an average speed of 108,000 mph and completes an orbit, one Mercury year, in 88 Earth days. Because Mercury has such a strange orbit, it can make for some weird motions of the sun in the sky. At some latitude, you will see the sun appear to rise, stop, go backward a bit, stop, then go forward again. So Mercury, in question 9, Mercury completes its orbit in a much shorter space of time. Question 10. Shale is a fine texture sedimentary rock formed principally from the particles of A. Sand, B. Clay, C. Quartz, D. Calcite. The correct option here is option B. Clay. 11. Organic sedimentary rocks are formed from the A. Solution of substances, B. Result of pressure from underlying rocks, C. Remains of living organisms, D. Vegetative matters. The correct option for question 11 is option C. Remains of living organism. Organic sedimentary rocks are formed from the remains of living organisms. Question 12. The intrusive landform produced when magma is cooled within the Earth's surface is A. Cinder cones, B. Batholite, C. Composite cones, D. Geyser. The correct option is option B. Composite cones. Which of the following is an agent of denudation? A. Insulation, B. Wind, C. Energy, D. Gravity. Denudations involve the process that causes the wearing away of the Earth's surface by moving water, by ice, by wind, and by waves, leading to a reduction in elevation and in relief of landforms and of landscape. So from here, now that you have the idea of what denudation is all about, and from what we've said, wind is an agent that causes denudation, ice is an agent, water is also an agent. So our question 13 is asking us which of the following is an agent of denudation. So the correct option is option B, wind. Question 14. Which of the following rock is characterized by layer formation and strata? A. Metamorphic, B. Volcanic, C. Sedimentary, D. Igneous. Sedimentary rock are the rock that are characterized by layer formation and strata. Question 15. Which of the following seas has the highest salinity? A. Caspian Sea, B. Mediterranean Sea, C. Baltic Sea, D. Red Sea. The correct option is option D, which is Red Sea. 16. Some lakes are seasoned due to their location in A. Hot desert, B. Humid areas, C. High altitude, D. Cool temperature margin. The correct option is option A, hot desert. Question 17. Which of the following is an element of weather? A. Thunder, B. Breeze, C. Latitude, D. Precipitation. The correct option is option D, precipitation. 18. A line drawn on a map to show places of equal temperature is known as A. Isobar, B. Isotherm, C. Isoheight, D. Insuline. Correct option for question 18 is option B. 19. The term used to describe the vegetation type of the Amazon basin is A. Pampas, B. Coniferous, C. Selvas, D. Valley. The correct option for question 19 is option C. 20. The major factor which determines the rate of infiltration of water into the subsoil is A. Rainfall intensity, B. Temperature, C. Nature of rocks, D. Nature of slopes. The correct option for question 20 is option C. 21. The level of development of the soil profile is determined by A. Climate, B. Time, C. Parent material, D. Organic matter. Question 20. The major factor which determines the rate of infiltration of water into subsoil is A. Rainfall intensity, B. Temperature, C. Nature of rocks. D. Nature of slope. Infiltration is a process by which water on the ground surface enters the soil. Infiltration rate in soil science is a measure of the rate at which soil is able to absorb rainfall or irrigation. It is measured in inches per hour or millimeters per hour. The rate decreases as the soil becomes saturated. If the precipitation rate exceeds the infiltration rate, runoff will usually occur unless there is some physical barriers. It is related to the saturated hydraulic conductivity of the near surface soil. The rate of infiltration can be measured using an infiltrometer. So the correct option for question 20 is option C, the nature of the rocks. 21. The level of development of the soil profile is determined by A. Climate, B. Time, C. Parent materials, D. Organic matter. The nature of the soil profile may be such that it is fully developed or partially developed, implying that soil may be deeper or skeletal or soil of medium depth. Soil profile development is influenced by a number of factors. One of those factors is the nature of the parent rock. The parent material is the nature of the rock upon which weathering and other soil forming process operate to create soil. In the first place, the parent material provides the basis for soil profile development. Climate, living organism, topography, relief, time are some of the factors that influences soil profile development. So the correct option for question 21 is D. 22. Volcanoes are considered natural resources because they provide A. Tourism, B. Mountainous landscape, C. Fertile soil, D. Carbon dioxide. The correct option is option C. 23. Which of the following is a component of biotic community? When we talk of biotic community, any living component that affects the population of another organism or the environment. This includes animals that consume the organism and the living food that the organism consumes. Biotic factors also include human influences, pathogens, and disease outbreaks. So the correct option for question 23 is D. Animals. 24. The type of coal that burns with great heat and very little smoke is anthracite. 24. The type of coal that burns with great heat and very little smoke is A. Anthracite, B. Lignite, C. Steam coal, D. Peat. The correct answer is anthracite. 25. The most serious environmental effect posed by hazardous waste is A. Contamination of groundwater, B. Destruction of habitat, C. Air pollution, D. Increased use of land to landfills. The correct option is B. Destruction of habitat. Which of the following indices is a measure of development? A. Total population, B. Population density, C. Life expectancy, D. Types of building. Types of building is a measure of development. 27. The growth rate of population is determined by A. Improved agriculture, B. Number of deaths per thousand, C. Birth and death rate, D. Technologically know-how. The correct option is C. Birth and death rate. A population problem faced by some developed countries today is 28. A population problem faced by some developed countries today is A. Very slow replacement rate, B. Overpopulation, C. High death rate, D. High dependency ratio. The correct option is high dependency ratio, which is option D. 29. Which of the following is a favorable condition for settlement sites? A. Dense natural vegetation, B. Marshy Fadama area, C. Adequate water supply, D. Mountainous area. The correct option is adequate water supply. 30. Which of the following country is perennial irrigation extensively practiced? A. India, B. Bangladesh, C. The Sudan, D. Holland. The Sudan is where perennial irrigation is extensively practiced. 31. Dispersed rural settlements are most likely to be found in areas with A. Limited agricultural land and poor surface drainage, B. Abundant agricultural land and good surface drainage, C. A large agricultural population and restricted accessibility, D. A small agricultural population and poor surface drainage. The correct option is option B. abundant agricultural land, and good surface drainage. 32. Dairy farming is an example of extensive farming commonly practiced in A. Brazil, B. Denmark, C. Spain, D. Niger. Dairy farming is practiced in Denmark. So the correct option is option B. 33. As a country develops, a smaller percentage of the workforce tend to be employed in A. Mining, B. Agriculture, C. Manufacturing, D. Services. The correct option is option B. Agriculture. 34. Developing countries mostly engage in primary economic activities because of A. Underdevelopment, B. Interdependency, C. Overdependency, D. Colonization. Developing countries are mostly engaged in primary economic activities because of underdevelopment. 35. High annual rainfall is at least 1,520 mm well distributed throughout the year, with the heaviest during growing season. It is most suitable for the production of A. Wheat, B. Maize, C. Barley, D. Rice. The correct option is rice. The main factor influencing the location of manufacturing industry in West Africa is good transportation network, B. Rapid population growth, C. Adequate physical development, D. Nearness of raw materials. The correct option is nearness to raw materials. 37. An agricultural practice that allows a wide range of crops to be grown without fallowing is A. Shift cultivation, B. Crop rotation, C. Mixed cropping, D. Intensive cultivation. Mixed cropping is an agricultural practice that allows a wide range of crops to be grown without fallowing. 38. Arable farming and animal husbandry, widely practiced in British and many parts of Europe, is referred to as A. Mixed farming, B. Crop farming, C. Orchard farming, D. Pastoral farming. The correct option is A. Mixed farming. Use the map below to answer question 39 and 40. The area marked P is A. Udi Plateau, B. Urban Hills, C. Western Uplands, D. Obudu Plateau. The area marked P is Western Uplands. The area marked N is over A. 900 meter, B. 800 meter, C. 700 meter, D. 600 meter. The area marked N is over 900 meters. The type of vegetation found on the Mambula Plateau is A. Guinea savanna, B. Sudan savanna, C. High forest, D. Montane. The type of vegetation found on the Mambula Plateau is the high forest, which is option C. 42. Which of the following best explain the reason for the decrease in the practice of bush fallowing in Nigeria? A. Mechanized farming, B. The availability of agricultural inputs, C. Rapid growth of population, D. Lack of interest in crop production. The correct option here is rapid growth of population, which is option C. 43. Secondary economics activities are those that involves the A. Packaging of finished goods, B. Distribution of raw materials, C. Distribution of finished goods, D. Processing of raw materials. Secondary economics activities involve the processing of raw materials, that is the primary product. Example will include turning timbers into furnitures and turning iron ore into steel. So the correct option for 43 is option D, processing of raw materials. Question 44. The reason for seasonal migration of nomadic herdsmen is A. For the search of water and good grazing, B. Because of the inability of government to provide shelter, C. To search for a safe environment, D. Due to high rainfall in some regions. Migration of nomadic herdsmen is due to the search of water and good grazing land. 45. The main industry associated with the Rural Valley region is A. Iron and steel, B. Oil refining, C. Food manufacturing, D. shipbuilding. The correct option is iron and steel. 46. Which of the following factors influence the growth of the rural valley? A. Soil fertility. B. Good climate. C. Agriculture. D. Industrialization. Industrialization is one of the factors which influence the growth of rural valley. The largest producer of timber in Africa is Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire is the largest producer of timber. 48. The relatively low level of rail transport development in tropical Africa has A. Encouraged the development of airports. B. Reduced government expenditure on transportation. C. Placed undue pressure on roads. Yes, it has placed undue pressure on roads. 49. The high population density in the Nile Valley is as a result of A. Industrial growth in the valley. B. Multipurpose dams to support the growing. Yes, multipurpose dams to support the growing is the correct option. 50. Which of the following population characteristic is best related to African countries? A. Low birth rate and low death rate. B. High birth rate and low death rate. C. Low death rate and high death rate. D. High birth rate and high death rate. Let's look at the question very carefully. Which of the following population characteristics is best related to African countries? High birth rate and low death rate is one of the characteristics that is related to African countries. So that is the end of Utme 2014 Geography. Thank you very much. Watch out for our others videos on the site.